Hello everyone. System Verilog is hardware description and verification language used for SoC design and verification in semiconductor industries. Now, for your syllabus, you have to refer the textbook System Verilog for Verification, a guide to learning the test bench language feature, second edition by Chris Peer. And throughout my presentation lecture videos, I am referring this book itself. Technological advances. What are the technological advances of present situation? Today's chip can contain 100 million transistors. Transistor gate lengths are now in terms of nanometers because approximately in every 18 months the number of transistors on the chip doubles. It is as given by the Moore. Now what are the consequences? The consequences are components connected on the printed circuit board can now be integrated onto a single chip, hence the development of system on chip design. Before it was PCB, now it is SoC, that is system on chip. So this is a structure which was before, and now the structure is SoC structure is like this. All are integrated onto the same chip. Now which are the SoC design considerations? They can be divided into features, performance, cost, and time to market. Features include specification, product requirements, and good end user experience. Always your product should have the good end user experience. The features may be a type of the display, or maybe type of audio or video or USB, etc. And when you see from the design point of view, addition of each feature to the system adds the new block and hence in turn increases the complexity of the chip. Therefore, a designer should add a feature only if that is necessary for the design. Next is the performance. The performance is basically the power dissipation as well as the speed of the operation or the frequency of the operation. Always the frequency or the speed of the circuit has to be high and the power dissipation has to be low. There are various types of power dissipations, maybe dynamic power dissipation, short circuit power dissipation, or the static power dissipation. All these power dissipations are to be reduced when we go for the design of the circuit. The performance is measured by the speed of the circuit as well as the power dissipation of the circuit. These are the two important parameters for the performance measurement. Next one is the cost. Always the cost of the product should be low and the product should be small in size. And last one is time to market. What is time to market? Bringing the product well within the time into the market as per the consumer requirements. Now, as all of us know, the technology is changing very fast. In each of the technology window, always the design time has to be smaller, keeping the sufficient time for the production and the marketing. The same product may be improved into the next technology window, keeping the sufficient time for the design, keeping the small time for the design and sufficient time for the production and the marketing. The conclusion is that the product has to reach the market fast to recover the invested amount. Therefore, the time to market parameter for SoC design is very important. This is one of the architecture of the SoC where we have two processors, the ARM processor, DSP processor, and this is the interrupt controller, DMA controller, power management unit. This is AHB and APB bus. These are the AMBA protocols. AMBA is Advanced Microcontroller bus architecture. AHB is Advanced High Performance Bus and APB is Advanced Peripheral Bus. Now, there are bridges used here. This is called as the AHB to APB bridge, which connects AHB to APB. And we are connecting different subsystems to different interconnects. This is APB1 and APB2. This is AHB1. And this AHB1 is connected with the ARM processor, DSP processor, DMA controller or interrupt controller, Bluetooth or the USB. Now USB is over here and keyboard is connected to the APB1. Now why USB cannot be connected over here or the keyboard cannot be connected over here? What do you think? What is the frequency? What is the keyboard? Through the keyboard we type the characters. Now what is the speed? What is the speed of typing? It may be 1 second per character. But what is the transfer rate of the USB? The transfer rate of the USB may be 100 kilobytes per millisecond. Therefore, always this USB has to be connected onto the high frequency bus. So high performance bus in the sense the frequency of that is very high. This is AHB is Advanced High Performance Bus. APB is Advanced Peripheral Bus. Since the operating frequency of this USB is very high, therefore it has to be connected to the high performance bus, and whereas the keyboard frequency or keyboard performance is comparatively low, therefore it has to be connected to the APB bus, that is Advanced Peripheral Bus. Now AHB to APB, as I told, this is called as the bridge protocol, which converts or which connects AHB1 to the APB1. And when do we require this AHB to APB? Or this is again, see, this connects AHB to AHB. This is also AHB bus and this is also AHB bus. So it is connecting AHB to APB, and again this point connects AHB to APB. There is APB1 and APB2. Now when these bridge protocols are required, these are required when protocol is changed, when frequency is changed, or maybe when data width is changed. So whenever there is a change between this interconnect and this level or interconnect, you can say, there is a bridge always required, which makes the compatibility between both the buses. Now there are different blocks connected or present into the SoC architecture. For example, let us consider this. Why this DMA is required? DMA, as all of us know, it is direct memory access and it is a controller. DMAC is a controller for that. Why this DMA controller is required? See, suppose if this DMA controller is not present and we need to transfer a data, for example, from this to the SRAM. Now, if this is not there, all the data has to be processed or has to be transferred to one of the processor and then to the SRAM. What is the speed of this? The speed of this is very low as compared to the processor speed. Then, for the transfer, till the transfer is over, the processors will be blocked. Therefore, to avoid that, the DMA controller is used. Here, the processor outsources the transfer work to DMA. The processor assigns the work to the DMA. Then through DMA, all the transfer occurs and the processor is free to do the other works. Therefore, the DMA controller is present into the SoC design architecture. Processor configures DMA registers with source address and source of data, destination address and destination of data, and as well as the transfer size. After it is configured, the DMA starts transferring the data between the two devices, maybe from here to the memory, and then once it is over, it interrupts the processor. Therefore, the DMA controller is required for the transfer of the data. Now, what is this interrupt controller? INTC is the interrupt controller. This interrupt controller gets the interrupts from the different peripheral controllers and forwards the interrupt to the processor. So for every work, new block is introduced into the SoC design architecture. Now coming to this PMU. PMU is the power management unit. This unit manages the power by turning off the subsystem which is not required for the current operation. For example, we have seen display turning off in the mobile phone in few seconds of idle condition, or display turning off when talking over the phone also. This everybody has observed. So it takes care of all the blocks and turns off the sub blocks which are not being used for the current operation. Therefore, this power management unit has to be present in all the SoC design for the management of the power of the entire system. So again, there are different devices connected over here, say different blocks connected over here. So depending upon the speed of that speed of the operation of that particular circuit, accordingly they are placed to the, or they are connected to the particular interconnect, and these are the bridges which connect two levels of the interconnects. It is just a brief idea of what is SoC design architecture. Now, what is System Verilog? System Verilog is a hardware description and verification language. System Verilog is an extensive set of enhancements to IEEE 1364 Verilog 2001 standards. It has features inherited from Verilog HDL, VHDL, C and C++, adds extended features to Verilog. System Verilog is a superset of Verilog. It supports all features of Verilog plus add-on features, and it's also called as Super Verilog. In System Verilog, there are new data types like logic, and also it supports many of the concepts like maybe constraint randomization, assertions, coverage support. There are many constructs which make the verification of SoC simpler with respect to the System Verilog. Now what is the effort spent on the verification? See, actually in the industry there are two teams. One is the design team and another one is the verification team. Design team is responsible for the designing of the circuit. Verification team is responsible for verifying that designed circuit. There are design engineers, there are verification engineers. Now, if you see this structure, 49, this green color indicates the design, red color indicates it is a verification. 49% of the effort is required for the design and 51% of the effort is required for the verification. See, all this data is taken from the internet. Now, time spent by the verification engineers on different tasks. There are various tasks to be followed or to be performed for the verification engineers: test bench development, creating and running simulation, debugging and some other activities. 28% is for the test bench development, 27% is for creating and running the simulation, 32% is for the debugging, and 14% is for the other activities. This all is the energy spent by the verification engineers on the different tasks. Now, entire population of India becomes verification engineers in 50 years. That is what is predicted into the literature. As per the literature, this data is taken. As per the literature available on the internet. Therefore, we have to study System Verilog, which is used for the verification of the SoC. Thank you.